Hello, my name is Scott Duncan. I just want to tell you something I stumbled upon that I'm really excited about. I typically, as an occupation, I'm an inventor of plumbing products. So I've got 40 or 50 plus patents, and probably 15 to 20 products out on the market. So I'm successful in inventing plumbing products. So I get mailbox money, royalties from Home Depot, Lowe's, or their OEMs that sell to them, like Kohler or Sioux Chief or whatever. But anyway, what I was going to say, I want to get to the heart of what I invented that I think you'll like, which isn't plumbing products. So I was going to use magnetic putty, keyword magnetic putty, in a wax-free seal. So that's the retro part. And then this would normally be wax, bow wax that you set a toilet with. And we were just going to supplement that and use magnetic putty and then do it new construction, repair, remodel. And that actually turned out really good. So that's successful. That is going to go to big box. But while working on this product, I'm recreating the scene for you because right behind me is my bed where this all happened. So I just thought I'd bring you right back into the bedroom where this happened. But I was playing with this putty and I had a big old thing of it. This thing was full of it. Actually, it wasn't this thing. I just had like a pound of it and I was laying down and I had it on my chest, right? I used to have hair on my chest and I had to cut it off, but I wanted to see what it would do to my heart because I have high blood pressure, so I put it there. But what I didn't plan on was falling asleep. So 3 o'clock in the morning, this thing's got all entangled in my hair, and I get up out of bed and I fall right on the floor. And what the hell just happened? So I got to the bathroom and I was panicked. If I'd have thought about it, I would have known how to take the putty off in a reasonable manner, but I was startled. So I wound up pulling it off and then wound up having to shave my chest to get it all off this side. Anyway, it's comical now. It wasn't so funny then because I was scared. And you know what it felt like is I had taken my blood pressure medication twice before by accident, and it's vertigo, really bad, and just completely out of it, zoned, and that's how it felt. So only twice that worse. Anyway, but I was keen enough to take my blood pressure because I knew that's what it was. The fact that it was on my chest and I fell in the middle of the night, I knew what was going on. It was 97 over 47. So anyway, I woke up in the morning. I was back to normal, but I was really anxious to see what had happened. If I could recreate it, if I could figure out how to play with this and get my blood pressure to just stay awake. We get it to come down. Then I don't have to take Benazapril twice a day. And there's side effects with Benazapril that nobody's crazy about. But there's a lot of blood pressure medications, and nobody is crazy about taking those. So anyway, I had my engineer make me this case, and I'd fill it full of putty, and I had a sling made so I can walk around with it during the day, and it would just hang there. Nobody really knew. I'd have a coat. Nobody even knew I had it on, and then I'd come home and lay down and put it on my chest. And the thing is, it would always go way up or way down, and the diastolic would do one, and systolic would go down, it would go up, and vice versa. It was always going to go up or always going to go down, and the numbers were always going to be flipped. So I just couldn't, except when I fell asleep. I could recreate that. I did that one time and set the alarm, and it went way down when everything else was left out of it. It just drops when you sleep. So I do know that. But trying to make it happen with this right here, it wasn't working. And after about a month of doing that and watching my blood pressure go up, and by the way, I kept all those charts, so I have it. And I had an older monitor, and then I went out and bought I bought a new one. because I said nobody's going to believe this. So this one has Bluetooth, so it goes right to a laptop, so I could send my doctor and everybody the readings, which I did. And I inquired about what he thought. He'd never heard of anything like this, like the putty. So I just was frustrated because I knew I had something I just wasn't. I'm not an engineer, certainly not a chemical engineer or biologist, nothing. I love magnets. I've used them in plumbing inventions, you know, but that's just north and south, you know, rare earth. And I know how strong they are, I know what they do, but I just had no idea. So I'd given up, and my girlfriend sent me a Dr. Scholl's, this one here. It's Dr. Scholl's Magna Gel, right? And just to comp, right? And see what it would do. Well, I don't know if you can see this, but it just, oops, got a paper clip. It just, it's not much. You know, it's a pretty strong magnet. It's a big ceramic disc, but you know, I couldn't get it to do anything. And honestly, I was walking around with it. I already knew from making this one. For me, I just glad wrapped it and got a flat insert, kind of like that. I put like 3 ounces of putty, wrapped it up. After 2 days, I kept breaking the seal, but it's warm, it tingles, it wraps around your arch and your toes, and my blood pressure was going down. So my blood pressure would be up in the morning, you put them on, walk around the block, which for me is a half a mile, wait an hour, my blood pressure would go down every morning for a month. And I charted all of it. And that's not taking blood pressure medications. I had stopped because I knew this was working. What it does for diabetes and plantar fasciitis and arthritis and all those other things that are out there, I don't know anything about that. I only know proof, what it was doing for me with my blood pressure. So I realized that maybe you don't get to make those claims, but I'll make them because I can show anybody, they can watch me. I gave it to a friend, Harold, same thing happens with him. He loves me because there's some nasty side effects that a man's wife doesn't like. So they're loving life right now. Roommate Warren, he has diabetes 2. I'll never get those back from him. And Gene has lower back problems, and he's loving life right now. But I don't want to try and convince you. I just want you to put a pair on. So I got a hold of a company called Pittsburgh Plastics. They make these little inserts, but they fill them full of gel, right? It's just, and so it's kind of puddly. So they felt good when I walked around on them, but you know, they're not magnetic. They didn't do anything, but they have a whole product line that they sell to health and wealth companies all over the place. They're huge. You know, they're a $10 million company, 100 to 200 employees. So I got some of their inserts, got the top of it, filled it full of magnetic putty. So when I say I've got production samples, that's what I mean by production samples, because this is very new. The patent just got filed on March 2nd. So I'm kind of playing as I go along. But I just, you know, these, they work. I mean, this is, they're powerful. Okay, so it's not the same. And also I went out and I got some. These are called awesome insoles. Nothing, you know, and that's $39.99, $40, you know, and that's supposed to be magnetic insoles, and people rave about these. You know, I'm just asking you to look at their website. So, and I'm thinking, wow, if they rave about those, maybe they're not having their blood pressure drop like mine did. But this one is Norso, I think. It doesn't matter. I bought everything I could find out there. This is what people really don't like is they don't like walking around in these little magnet chips. So it's either refrigerator magnet material or these little magnets. So if you find one there, then you can. So there's like 22 different places you can place these. That's the big one, right in the middle. There you go. So, but these are not comfortable. I mean, you're walking on these guys. So, anyway, I'm in love with them, and the people I've given them to, the 3 people that I've shared them with, they love them, and it just started out of a plumbing invention that I was doing. So anyway, I've got Aaron's Thinking Putty. People that make the putty, they're on board. I've got Pittsburgh Plastics, they're on board. So that's the 2 companies that do this. You've got about 50 cents worth of magnetic putty and 30 cents for the liner, and somebody to put it together. So you may have packaged $1.50 at the most to manufacture the product. I'm thinking I put down $1.75, I think, and it could be 75 cents when you're done. I think it should sell for $19.95 because that is a key QVC HSN price. And then the gimme, is that's what Aaron sells. He sells it for toys, but he also sells it, not the magnetic putty, but he sells the regular putty for therapy, for stress relief. And people in office and home, they take this putty, and this putty's not messy, by the way. This magnetic one gets you a little dirty, but the other ones are fine. But you can give them the other putty, which is a little less expensive, and they can just squeeze it till their heart's content, but they're getting the stress relief. So that's the gimme. You always have to sell a product. Well, why am I telling you that? But, and you can also get magnetic that doesn't put off like that. So this is the first time that's actually happened. Usually I don't know what I did to make that happen, but, oh, I just pulled it out of the bag, that's why. Okay, well, that's new. Anyway, Aaron's Thinking Putty is worldwide famous. They're the largest manufacturer of putty, but Aaron also invented the magnetic putty like 7-8 years ago, and not for my application, and that's why the patent I filed, I'm sure I'll get. But another reason I think I will get it is because you can always get a patent based on sales, and that establishes its uniqueness. In other words, if a patent examiner is looking at your product, and he says, no, it's not novel enough, you can declare novelness by your sales. You can say, well, if it's not novel, then how come I'm making $1 million on sales? And I've gotten 2 patents that way, so I know that works. And I don't know any reason why I wouldn't get it, because I've looked up everything, and there's plenty of magnetic body inserts, all that stuff, but they just have not looked at magnetic putty, and I think it's because Aaron invented it for toys, and they just haven't connected those dots. And I wish, there was more technical data to tell you about it, but I'm just telling you it works. And rather than try and give you testimonials and all that stuff, I can send you everything, all my readings, from personally of my heart to yours, literally, and show you my blood pressure going down to normal, which is something, in an hour, 28 minutes, 29 minutes, and sometimes an hour and a half. But just do your walk, wait, and it will go down. And then for it's been 3 weeks, it doesn't go back up, it just stays down. So whatever the putty did, it's I don't have high blood pressure, so I watch it, but if it goes up, I catch it. But it's rare now. So, people, I don't know, give it to people that have cancer, give it diabetes, arthritis, plantar fasciitis. They talk about all these things and they cannot state that's what they do. But after what this does for me, I can state it probably does. Anyway, I just want you to try it so you're excited as I am, but there's just nothing simpler that you can sell. All these products, Florsheim made shoes, and they don't make them anymore, but about 10 or 15 years ago they did, and they were popular, but they got in trouble because they claimed they're claimed for pain, So they had to remove them from the market. But golfers were buying them and swearing by them, and they got sued. Anyway, you've got my phone number, you've got my email address, and Aaron's makes the putty, and Pittsburgh Plastics makes the liner, and you're good to go. So let me know. Thanks.